My name is Michael Carrillo. I live in Central California in a small town called Ceres. And where do I start? I think where it started was junior high. And I mean that's the time in our life where we always, start getting feelings towards the opposite sex and start dating and everything. But for me, I felt like I was different because instead of falling for girls, I felt for boys as well. I fell for both. And I remember thinking to myself, like, what is this? Like, is this normal? Like, do people feel this way? I don't know. It was confusing to me. And, I mean, to add to that, I didn't have friends in the beginning of my junior high years in 7th grade. I had no one. I came from a completely different school, and so everybody had already had their little cliques and everything, and here I was, just by myself. And I remember a good 4, 5 months into school, I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anyone to go to. And I remember walk after I'd finished eating lunch, I'd just walk around the campus by myself. And I remember this girl, she came up to me and she so innocently, she said, "Hey, I always see you walking around, like you don't have any friends?" And little did she know that that hurt me because it, one, showed the fact that I didn't have any friends, and two, that other people could see it. And struggling with your sexuality and not having anyone to talk to, it's hard. And I just remember feeling like a freak, and I remember because of that, I would have um, very strong feelings of negativity just towards myself. I had a really big self-esteem issue just because I felt like, you don't have any friends. You know, that's where your self-esteem comes from people that love you, from people that want to be around you. And for me, I didn't have that. I mean, I had my family, but, sometimes you just need friends. And I remember being so depressed my 8th grade year. So depressed. And I remember going upstairs, saying that I was telling my parents that I was going to take a shower. And um, filled up the bathtub and, you know, got in the water and just laid back into the water. And I remember feeling myself choking, but I held my head down, and I remember choking up water and flailing my arms around, like trying to get breath, but forcing myself down. And it was almost to the point where I felt like I was gonna pass out in the water. But I don't know, something pulled me up. I just felt this feeling of letting go and getting out of the water, choking and hair all crazy wet and everything. I It was my family, the thought of my family, the thought of you know me being a Christian kid. I've been in and out of church my entire life, and so I have a really deep faith with God, completely, very very spiritual when it comes to you know the Bible and things. And I remember just that feeling of letting down my family letting down myself, but also the feeling of not cherishing what God gives you, which is, life. I mean, whatever you believe in, it doesn't matter for me. But for me, I have a strong faith, and I just felt ashamed of myself because this is a life that we're supposed to live. We're supposed to live life, cherish it for everything that it is. And I remember I struggled with my depression for a while, but that was the one and only time that I actually attempted to commit suicide. And you know, it's hard just not loving yourself. Eventually I got into high school. I had friends and everything. Um, but that feeling of, you know, loving both sexes was just still getting at me. And I would tell myself, why? Like, can't I just love a girl? Can't I just be straight and, not deal with all these feelings that I have and being ashamed of who I am? Can I just not be the person that I am? Please? And I felt like leaving church because I felt like I was a walking sin, you know. You know, I don't I just felt like church wasn't for me. And I felt like my faith was questioned because I figured, you know, what God doesn't love me. Like, who would love me the way that I am? And it took some growing up to finally realize that I'm loved no matter what. I'm always going to be loved. And it took a lot of tears. It took a lot of looking at myself in the mirror and saying, this is who you are. Stop fighting it. Stop being ashamed of who you are. You're beautiful. And I don't know. It was hard. I'm 18 years old now. This was 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago. And I mean, now look at me, like, I still struggle with things, but I'm a lot happier. A lot happier because I've experienced relationships. I've experienced loving somebody and being loved in return. I've experienced heartbreak, and I've experienced family problems. I've experienced divorce. I've experienced the death of my grandparents just recently. Both of them. Big heroes in my life. And, been through a lot. But the thing that I've always taken from every situation is that it makes you stronger. Stronger, and to also be happy with yourself. To know that every situation, every problem, every accomplishment that you go through is just a stepping stone to where you need to be. Mistakes, regrets, everything's just learning. You're learning about yourself. And for me, I can honestly say now that I'm like 18, going through what a lot of gay teens go through. And, just that feeling of insecurities, feeling like a freak, feeling like you're not accepted, and believe me, I've been there. the one thing I would say to anyone who sees this video, because it's made for these people who, don't feel special, is that to me, you are special. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you've done in life, no matter what thoughts you've thought, you know, I love you. And, I wish somebody would have helped me through the things that I went through, because, God, it's hell. It's hell. So that's why I'm here, is to tell you, if you see this video and you're going through some of the things that I've gone through, is that I love you. And, you are an amazing, beautiful person, inside and out. Don't let anyone ever tell you different. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't be exactly what you want to be. Don't let anyone hold you down from the things that you want in life. Don't ever settle for anything less. You're beautiful. No matter what you're going through, believe me, you'll get through it. I know anyone can tell you that, but I promise you it'll get better. It will. Accept yourself. Love yourself. Love others. Respect others, no matter what their ideas are. Believe me, it'll get better. I promise. Okay? I'm always here. Drop me a message. Anything. I will be here no matter what. It'll get better.